What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and we're back playing some more Kingdom Rush Origins. We're working our way through the final levels, and I know I had some trouble with this level in my last video. I think I even did it. It might have been the video before last, hard to remember. But we tried to take down the Duskwood Outpost to no avail. In my free time, though, as you can see, I not only beat it a couple times, but I also got 3 stars, and went ahead and just did the Iron Mode challenge just to see if I could. I did it with a few different heroes. I tried Aravan. I think I also used Vesnon and Faustus, and also Wilbur. So I selected Wilbur. He's definitely the most overpowered hero in the game. I've come to this conclusion. His DPS output is just enormous, and because he flies, he's not really at much risk. Also, his abilities are very powerful as well. But I wanted to guarantee that I'll be able to get 3 stars for you guys. And I want to show you how I beat the map. So, after running through it a few times, getting 1 star, 2 star, and then ultimately 3 stars with Wilbur, I just wanted to make sure you guys got a chance to see it. So, take a second to reread this. I know I've done this a few times already, but check it out. And I have not attempted the next level at all. So, hopefully that's a bit informative as well. Alright, we'll get these guys up here. Now, the time that I won, I was able to make great use of these sleeping trees. That ended up being kind of a big factor.
Hunting season begins. What's our aim?
Something like this, if I remember correctly. It's been a day or so since I've gotten a chance to play. We're getting there. Something like this. Now, this is a lot of very basic towers, but I think I ended up rushing and getting us a big tree, and that was very helpful. Big tree. Yeah, I got the big tree. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I want to say I put some road blockers here. And we can just make good use of our drones. Now, Wilbur's pretty slow, but he's not that slow that we shouldn't move him when we get a chance. Making sure to call early. And drop the drones. I'm going to do my best here. It was a lot easier, as you can imagine, to do this without having to talk at the same time. Just a lot more focus. Let's put those to sleep. And we'll probably drop lightning up top here. There we go. And let's bring our boy down. Yeah, we want to get the werewood, is what I was trying to think of. Call early once again. And get some slightly stronger boys on the ground. So here we want to get arcane archers. Pretty much the same thing there as well. And these things are all very resistant to magic attacks, which is why Wilbur's so strong here. He does so much physical damage that he just kind of chews through them. Alright, let's nuke him. And there we go. And let's make sure we're not leaking to these dogs here. You need a significant amount of single target damage to take them out. And it's nice when the magic towers teleport them backwards. And we'll call early. Get some upgrades going there. And Wilbur's kind of in a good spot.
Our aim.
Oh, didn't mean to click on that. My bad. Let's send Wilbur and his super DPS down here before these Twilight Avengers just shoot through us. We can give ourselves some slightly stronger barracks units there. But I would really like to get another Arcane Archer. Really as fast as we can. Nice. Magic damage there, teleported him back. Yeah, and let's just pull the trigger on that. If we hold them here, we may be able to upgrade that. So now we're going to have some pretty strong,
Hunting season begins.
I'm not going to call them issues right here, but we need to slow him down. And let's just drop the drones too. We got him down a lot with that lightning strike. The Twilight Golems have no natural resistance, so every damage we do to them is pretty much pure damage or true damage. So all you need is just lots of damage, as much damage as you can get. Alright. Let's make sure we don't leak to any of the dogs. I think even when I did the 3 stars, I still ended up like leaking to the dogs. Yeah, I missed some of them. A little slow there. Let's get some high elven mages. Especially in the key positions where we know there's going to be some overlap. And here I want to get some golden longbows. Let's drop these drones here. And move up Wilbur. Here, I'm almost more scared of these Twilight boys than I am of the Golem. Now let's nuke them here. And we can get some slightly stronger barracks units. We're almost there on the longbow. The longbow does excellent single target damage, and if we upgrade it just a little bit, we can get a lot more value from it. I'm also looking at it now, and I need to get... We need to get the Archdruids and their bears to help us hold this position. I think that was part of my success as well. You just need a few more bodies down here. Resilient bodies that can hold that. And Wilbur was tanking a ton of that damage from these dudes. Let's see how much damage they do. Not a lot, actually. It's these that do a lot of damage. We just need Wilbur. What are these things called again? Twilight Heretics? Yeah, 40 to 50 range damage is quite a bit. But anyway, let's get these Archdruids. We have enough. We'll set their rally point so directly in front of our soon-to-be Rangers. Let's let loose all the physical damage there from the drones onto these high magic resistant units. And man, we really want to get Clobber. Oh no, Wilbur went down. That was a bit of a mistake. But here we go. We've got them grouped up, all the really high value, high power units in that one spot. And we've got a lot of gold. Just waiting to get... Just waiting to upgrade this, but it's... There we go. So both bears are now in position. Let's put those to sleep. So they're pretty tanky, and they do a lot of damage as well. They're going to give us those extra bodies to make sure that we won't get, run by. And lots of magic towers is good. The more attacks that they do, the more opportunities to teleport them back. So we want to make sure we upgrade those. We can put these units to sleep here. And drop this. Oh, my buddy Triari says hi. Hope you guys don't mind. I generally remember to turn off my Steam notifications before I start recording, but just talking to some friends about the new upcoming Total War stuff. Pretty excited. Now what we really need right now is lots of time lapse. Basically every iteration of time lapse that we can get is going to help us to lock down the large numbers of units that are going to want to run by us. We also want to get Fiery Nut if we can, and at least a single stack on Sylvan Curse. So it looks like we're holding quite well. Wilbur's taking a beating once again, so let's move him to this position here. And we can nuke these guys. We may want to nuke here, though. That's where all the heavy armor is. Put him to sleep. Let's get a stack of the Fiery Nut. And we can get the explosion for some AoE coverage, but it looks like the map's just about over. Some more physical damage down there. So it looks like we got this covered. I sold that because I don't think we need it anymore. We just need to hold them long enough to get... Put them to sleep. Hold them long enough to get more lightning. This guy should be dead. And I think we've got it. That should be a nice 3-star victory. Partly in thanks to how strong Wilbur is. But I think this is a pretty solid build as well. There we go. We end it with 870 gold. I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, so that's how you do it, guys. And I don't think you need Wilbur to do that. But he certainly helps. I think Eridan is kind of a Wilbur light. It's a pretty decent substitute. He has ranged physical damage, which I think is really the important part. So for today's episode, which may end up being the last episode if we're able to just beat this map on the first try. I don't know if there are more like secret maps here. I think there might be an endless mode that you unlock, but don't quote me on that. I know only some of them have that. But today I wanted to try out, it's the last hero. We haven't used him yet. Jin, the Panda Monk. 450 health, low armor, but he is only level 5. 17 to 25 damage, he's slow. And let's check out his moves. So, Daring Strike. In the blink of an eye, Jin attacks the most powerful enemy, dealing 100 to 140 damage. We'll take one of those. Inspire. Jin's Furious Roar inspires nearby allies to deal double damage for 3 seconds. Very cool. You want to put him wherever the barracks concentration is the highest to get the benefit of that buff. Jin drinks his special concoction, healing himself for 60 health over 4 seconds. That's cool. Nice regen. Obviously better probably the more HP he has, the tankier he gets. An ancient secret technique that deals 30 to 55 area damage to all nearby enemies, Panda style. Alright, we'll take that. Some nice AoE. And Pandemonium calls 4 Panda warriors that quickly attack enemies, each dealing 120 damage. I think this is like straight out of Warcraft. If you remember the Brewmaster, he says, what does he say? He like yells something, I bring Pandemonium. Yeah, that's what he says, as he like beats on people. Yeah, but we definitely want 1 stack of that. And let's get... I want to get as much of this as possible. Let's just max out our AoE damage. I think that's the most important. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and try to do... It's our first time, Durhel Outskirts. This is the final push, General. We have routed enough enemy troops to march upon the city gates. Baj Namin has no other choice but to come out and fight. This will be our chance to stop his plans before it's too late. Alright, so with a level 5 hero, I don't anticipate being able to do this easily on veteran difficulty. But we're going to try.
Fear is the only darkness. Panda style.
So we have two exits, one at the side here and one at the bottom. There appear to be three entrances. This is a very interesting looking map in terms of choke points. So I'm looking at this as a potential very powerful hub for our stone circles. And I think this position here, we'll see. I like to play pretty barracks heavy. So this could easily be, you know, kind of up for interpretation. But here, and then with Jin buffing them. Skadoosh is Kung Fu Panda, and then that little song he sang was Kung Fu Fighting, if I'm getting my references correct. Okay, what do we have here? So I think this is also a very good barracks position. Something like that. What do we have coming first? Okay. You know what, let's buff that. Buff this. And we can buff the secondary barracks so that while the first group is fighting, they can be shooting. And then we'll see how it goes from here. I mean, there's no reason why... Oh, wow. That was cool. Very tempted just to use his ult right now. Just to see what it does and what kind of, like, cooldown it has. So just a ton of pandas show up and start beating the heck out of everyone. Cool. That's good to know. Alright. He's pretty squishy. He needs a bit more armor, I think, before we can trust him to stand and fight. That is so cool. I think I want to put another... We need lots of magic damage because it's very good against these dark elf enemies. For the most part. It's good against the lower tier ones, which are the ones that honestly do the most damage. And then the higher tier ones you just can either nuke at appropriate times, or, you know, you bring them the pain with the reinforcements and just overload them with physical damage as much as you can. I think that's fine. I like it because it covers a pretty huge area. And this is also, I see as a pretty key one because it's going to cover enemies that come from both lanes here and then this lane here. So I want to make sure that that's covered. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Yeah, let's nuke them. I feel like we're doing very well. It's wave 5 right now and we haven't lost yet, so that's generally a good sign. Let's get this up to another arcane archer. And let's bring the physical damage here to these squishies. Ooh, and I feel like I need to upgrade this as well. Come on, take him out. Take him out. Oh, so we leaked one. That's not the end of the world. And we'll resummon them by upgrading them. Man, I need to be on top of my my calling early to make sure we're getting the most out of our cooldowns. Yeah, I think a lot of what the little bit of trouble I'm seeing right now is mostly just because we're using a weaker hero. But I'm not unhappy. I kind of want to just use this last position here as a kind of a holdout spot to slow down. It's going to force some of them to trickle past, Then we can put another Mystic Dais here. Yeah, I don't like leaking all these air units. Yeah, I mean we're trying to level and showcase Jin, but he might just be the wrong guy for the job. So we're gonna leak, and it's fine. I was kind of hoping to at least get him up to level 6, and then maybe we could use him again, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, I mean, we're leaking, but it's really barely. Okay. We're going to learn as much about this level as we can. And I have a feeling that we may need to prioritize our Druid Towers just a bit heavily, more heavily than we have been. Now this could be a really strong, like, double werewood map. But it could just as easily, oh, we have a new enemy. See, this is why you stick around and don't just, you know, kind of give up. But it also could just be a very strong double Archdruid, which will give us access to the bears. And the AoE, you know, we can get through its Sylvan Curse, I think it's called. So mounted Avengers, mounted in giant beetles. These Avengers advance swift and relentlessly. Fast speed, high magic resistance, and they can dismount. So I'm guessing you kill the beetle, and then you still have to fight one of those Avenger guys. Makes sense. Just a bit more damage in the air. I do like that ability stuns. I think it's only on like level 1 essentially. So it's not that strong. We put the bears up top. Lots of teleportation. Jin is not doing his best there. The air units are just kind of running by him. And they can't attack air either. That's good to know. Alright. Let's pop out of here, take Jin out, and use another hero. I think if I just want to auto-win, I'd take Wilbur. But maybe we try Eridan. Let's throw it back. It's elves versus elves. He's our OG hero. Let's give him a chance to win it for us and see what he can do. I also like the fact that he, once again, he can hit air. And I think that's pretty huge. Okay. For the most part, I liked our strategy. And it looked like we can kind of hold off on, you know, oversaturating the bottom area and spending too much in that place for a while. They didn't seem to go for it in the first couple waves, so that's kind of good to know. And I don't hate just getting a bunch of level 1 stuff. I almost think this might just be better as another barracks here. We could go way out here and make another position. That might be better than stacking them. Bring up Eridan. He does so much damage. You gotta love him. And then we want to prioritize upgrading these two. And calling early. I like getting both of these to level 2. It just really increases their damage significantly, what they're able to do versus these Twilight Harassers. And as long as we're calling early, our cooldowns are nice and low. There we go. Let's rain some of that on them. And then we want to use our lightning before we call. Eridan's also very good in melee. It's easy to forget that because, I mean, he's holding a bow. We need to move forward just a little bit to make sure they're not going through there uncontested. And I think we want to upgrade both of these to at least level 1. There we go. We get a chance to hit the Avengers and clear out the air. And we might just want to park Eridan up top and just leave him there. And there we go. A high Elven Mage. Good damage. And look how many reinforcements we're able to stack there. Yeah, it's tempting to get the golden longbow because I want to be able to attack stuff that appears there. Yeah, and I think I will. We can maybe even get another one. Yeah, I think that's the play. That'll allow us to attack all these. Potentially we can do a lot of damage there. And let's nuke them. Get all of those Avengers going. We'll resummon here. Make sure we're holding him there as long as possible. We get a chance to hit lots of high value targets, we'll take it. Let's back these units up a little bit. I don't want them to run by. Few things feel worse than losing to a random run by. Alright, take them down a notch. And just getting rid of the Twilight Golems is important, almost primarily because they absorb so much damage that leaving them alive forever just allows them to soak. And let's see if we can get some Arcane Archers down there. Alright. Time to nuke them. Yeah, we gotta kill this thing. It's soaking way too much damage. There it goes. Okay. Oh no, we didn't focus. We didn't focus getting druids as much as we should have. And now we're getting run by pretty hard. Dang, right at the end. Oh, that sucks. I don't know, did we just neglect the top too much? We'll play it out. But it does hurt. We just didn't have enough AoE. Probably needed to also get something like maybe even a Wild Magus Tower down there. Or up there, rather. I don't think trying to get a Crimson Sentence was the right play. It doesn't one-shot the golems. See if we can group them up in one place. And then hit them both with the lightning. And Eridan has an ability that once he starts attacking, the same target over and over again, he gets bonus damage. Yeah, that's just an overwhelming amount of elves. I think we needed another high mage there. Come on, 600. We needed as much time lapse as we can get in that position, because we need to lock them out. If we could get some more bears, that would be great. So yeah, it looks like I just don't have this one figured out either. I need to kind of go back to the drawing board on how I'm upgrading and what I'm prioritizing. Have your soldiers avoid 50 blasting spell explosions. I didn't even know that was a thing. So we're going to leak a ton here. Well guys, I actually think that's going to be it for me today. I wanted to do a bit of a shorter video. I wanted to make sure I showcased the Duskwood Outpost and how to beat it. And I'm going to have fun sitting down, probably in my free time, and figuring out how to do the Jared Hell outskirts. But I did want to showcase it. And I think that might be the last level. So if you're enjoying the series, I have to say I'm kind of sorry. I'm sad to see it go. I wish the newest game was already on Steam, but it's not. You get to play basically as Vesnon. He's kind of like the overarching bad guy of the series. And you get to play as him and control, you know, the monsters, basically. And your towers are all monstrous themed. And it's a super fun one. I hope it comes to Steam as fast as possible. They've already released some FLC for it. And it's just, I think it's 2 or 3 levels. And they've been fun as well. So maybe they'll get that on the Steam quickly if they're seeing their sales are good. But anyway, hope you enjoyed watching. Look forward to at least one more episode. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Once again, my name is Brett, and my channel is Good Talk Gaming. Take care.